Breathe with me now, because what I'm about to tell you in the next few seconds isn't meant to comfort you. It's meant to awaken you. Something is stirring in the invisible, something that calls to you urgently, almost like a whisper that turns into a scream when you try to ignore it. You feel it, don't you? As if time is passing too quickly, as if something is about to happen, and you can no longer postpone the change your spirit has been asking for years. It's as if heaven is knocking on the door of your heart saying, "Wake up, now, before it's too late." This introduction isn't gentle, it isn't light. It's a warning. A spiritual, emotional, and mental warning. If you don't do these 3 things now, before the year ends, life will repeat the same cycle that has hurt you in recent months, and perhaps even years. And it's not because God wants it. It's not because you don't deserve it. It's not because the universe has forgotten you. It's because there's a silent force trying to keep you the same, trapped, still, numb. And if you don't wake up today, that force will swallow you whole. It distracts you, tires you, sabotages you. It's the kind of force that arrives smiling, but destroys silently. And that's why you're hearing these words. Because something inside you knows you can't keep repeating what has already destroyed you. My beloved woman, first of all, subscribe to this channel. Because every week I'll be here to deliver exciting, profound, and transformative messages, like a hug that reaches that part of you that nobody sees. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from, because I want to feel you here close, present with me in this very important moment. Today we're going to open the door to your destiny, but not an ordinary door, a spiritual, mental, and emotional door that changes the way you walk for the rest of your life. And it all starts with these 3 things I'm going to reveal. 3 movements that seem simple, but that are capable of turning your year upside down before the calendar even turns. Stay here with me, because what you're going to feel in the next few minutes might be exactly what your soul has been asking for years. You arrived here tired, I know. Tired of running, fighting, trying, pushing life uphill every day only to watch it all crumble the next morning. Tired of repeating the same Monday, the same cycles, the same internal conversations you promised to abandon, but that keep pulling you back. Tired of believing that next year will be different, only to discover in March that everything remains the same. But today, here with me, something different begins to stir within you. Like Hannah, I place my hand on your shoulder and say, breathe. You didn't come here by chance. There's something bigger calling you, something that no longer accepts you living the same way. And before we get to the 3 things that will transform your life, I need to guide you to a truth that no one has ever told you, a truth that explains why you try so hard and still feel that nothing changes. You are trying to change the reflection and not the source. It's like standing in front of a mirror, rubbing the glass, hoping the image will improve. But the image doesn't improve because it's not the mirror that needs cleaning. It's your origin, your consciousness, your internal pattern. And as long as you keep fighting on the outside, life will continue to give you the same reflection. And I know that deep down you feel this, because even without technical language, your heart knows that something much deeper is happening inside you. This feeling of being trapped in a loop isn't your failure. It never was. It's simply your subconscious repeating stories you learned in the first 7 years of your life and inherited from women who came before you. Grandmothers who experienced real scarcity, mothers who survived fear, ancestors who never had choice, freedom, or a voice. They gave you the best they could, but they also gave you their emotional prisons. That's why you feel you work hard, but receive little. That's why you dedicate yourself fully, but see the bare minimum. That's why you dream but freeze when it comes to acting. None of this is your fault, but, starting today, it will be your responsibility to break this cycle. And before revealing the first step in this change, I want you to understand something that will shake your mind. The year isn't over yet for those who choose to be reborn from within. While many are already giving up, you are here, choosing to rise up. And that decision changes everything, because God honors those who decide to change before the clock strikes. Look inside now, without fear. What do you most want to change before December ends? Your relationship with money? Your emotional strength? Your courage? Your peace? Name it. Feel it. Because the moment you name it, the heavens begin to move in your favor. You are not alone on this journey. I am here, holding your hand. And more than that, there is a biblical promise that has always been with you, even when you forgot it. Mark 11:24 says, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." This is not just a pretty verse, it's spiritual technology. It's saying, change doesn't begin when it happens. Change begins when you believe it already exists. That's what we're going to awaken here today. Not the faith that waits, but the faith that receives. Not the faith that asks, but the faith that assumes. And before we move on to part 2, where I'll reveal the first of 3 life-changing moves before the year ends, let me give you something very special. If you feel you need help reprogramming your mindset, your emotions, and your relationship with money, click the link below and learn about Reprogram a Mind. Deep, daily, guided audios to transform your subconscious in 7 days. It's gentle, it's profound, and it's exactly the kind of tool that accelerates this process of internal change. Now breathe. Because in the next part, I'm going to reveal something that perhaps no one has ever told you, and it will set you free. My beloved woman, take a deep breath with me now, because from this point on, we begin to touch the invisible root of your life, the one you've never been able to reach on your own. Before revealing the first step, I need to guide you to a profound place where the truth doesn't hurt, but liberates. Imagine you are standing before a huge, heavy, ancient door that has always been there. You see it every day, but you never noticed it was ajar.
Come to me with joy,
Today,
ease,
here with
and
me,
glory.
You will push it open for the first time. And when it opens, you will see what no one has taught you about your own story. Your life isn't stuck. It's just repeating an old script. A script you have the power to rewrite before the year ends. To understand the first movement, I need to show you the silent trap that holds 90% of women captive. They live trying to change the external while remaining the same on the inside. They make lists, plan, try new jobs, start relationships, move to a new city. But they carry the same emotional pattern of scarcity, fear, and self-criticism. And so, everything they touch becomes repetitive. It's like trying to paint a wet wall. No matter what color you choose, the paint never adheres. And you've felt this thousands of times, haven't you? That feeling of starting something and realizing that everything comes back to the same point. Today, you're going to discover why this happens and finally break this cycle. The first life-changing move before the year ends is simple, yet brutally powerful. Stop. Stop running away. Stop numbing yourself with content. Stop chasing what has always eluded you. Stop as if you're standing firmly on the ground and saying, "Enough. I refuse to continue living on autopilot." This stopping is not giving up. It's awareness. It's the moment when you turn off the noise of your mind to, for the first time, hear your own voice. Because you got lost among 1,000 voices, 1,000 tips, 1,000 mentors. And none of them managed to touch the exact place where change happens. Inside you. And here I need to give you a metaphor that illuminates everything. You're keeping a weak fire burning, trying to rekindle it by throwing in wood, straw, dry leaves, tons of content, videos, practices, advice. But when the fire is too low, too much material on top doesn't feed it. It suffocates it. It goes out. And perhaps that's why the more you seek knowledge, the more tired you feel. You're not failing, you're drowning. That's why the first move is to stop. It's taking a step back so that the inner fire can breathe again. And this conscious pause is the key that starts to turn everything around. Now take a deep breath, because I want you to feel this in your body. There's a part of you that has been asking for silence for years. A part that begs you to stop trying to be perfect, stop comparing yourself, stop carrying everyone else's weight. That part of you, the wisest, the most intuitive, is tired. And it's asking for exactly that. A pause before the turn of the year. The pause that prepares the miracle. Because no miracle is born in noise. Miracles are born in silence. And today I tell you, before the year ends, you need to stop to be reborn. That's the first of 3 keys. And perhaps you're thinking, Hannah, but if I stop now, everything will collapse. And I want you to feel the depth of this truth. Sometimes, what you fear will collapse is already crumbling inside. You're just holding on to the pieces to avoid facing the void. Pausing doesn't destroy anything. It reveals. And revelation is the beginning of all transformation. That's what God did with Moses in the desert, with Elijah in the cave, with Paul in silence. He separated them from the noise to reveal the way. And he's doing that with you now, through these words. This is the desert that heals, not the desert that kills. And before we move on to part 3, where I'll reveal the second movement, the most intense, the most confrontational, the one that definitively turns the key, I want you to write in the comments, I choose to stop in order to be reborn. This phrase is more than a comment. It's a spiritual vow, an inner decree, an authorization for heaven to act on your behalf. Breathe. Because what's coming now will make you see something you've never noticed about yourself. Take a deep breath with me, beautiful woman. Because now we enter the most confronting part of this journey. The one many avoid for fear of what they will find within themselves. But not you. You stayed. You remain. And that's why you're about to go through something that can change not only your year, but the way you will live the rest of your life. The second movement, the one that transforms the pause into rebirth, is to courageously see what you have tried to hide from yourself for years. It's the moment when life stops allowing distractions and begins to demand truth. And I am here to guide you with care, because facing the truth doesn't hurt. What hurts is running away from it. The second step is facing the reflection without trying to change it. This is the part that almost no one does, because it hurts to see what you yourself created without realizing it. It hurts to see that your scarcity didn't come from now, but from old emotional patterns, that your difficulty with money didn't start yesterday, but was shaped in childhood, that your tendency to accept crumbs came from stories you never chose to live. Therefore, when you look at your bank account, your relationship, your routine, you are not seeing the present. You are seeing the past repeating itself. But today, here with me, you will look at this reflection, not to judge it, but to understand it. And before you think this is too harsh, let me hold your hand with all the love in the world. There is no healing without revelation. The wound exposed to the light loses its power. The truth you face ceases to control you. The mirror that once hurt you becomes a tool of liberation when you understand that it only shows you where you need to adjust internally. Remember that feeling of cleaning the mirror thinking it would change the image? Today you realize that the reflection only changes when you change your posture, your gaze, your meaning. The mirror was never against you. It only showed you what you didn't want to see. This second movement is so profound it almost feels spiritual, and indeed it is. Because God doesn't transform what you pretend doesn't exist. He transforms what you surrender, what you admit, what you expose to the light. And perhaps that's why you feel trapped for so many years. You never allowed yourself to see what was in the mirror for fear of getting hurt. But breathe with me. Because looking at yourself isn't hurting yourself. It's freeing yourself. And it's this honest look that begins to break the emotional legacy you carry, the scarcity beliefs inherited from women who suffered more than you could ever imagine. Today you end this chain. I want you to imagine a woman standing before a mirror. You. She observes her image and, for the first time, doesn't run away, doesn't try to smooth things over, doesn't attempt to correct the reflection's appearance. She simply breathes and says, "I see you. I see your pain. I see your strength." In that instant, something moves in the invisible realm. Because when you see your reflection with compassion, your subconscious understands that it can stop protecting you through repetition. It understands that you have grown, that you no longer need to hide behind patterns that served your ancestors, but no longer serve you. And that's where the change begins. This movement is so powerful that just a few seconds of awareness are enough for you to feel the emotion rising through your eyes, your throat, your chest. It's the old vibration dissolving. It's God reorganizing your inner self. It's heaven saying, "Now I can act." Because as John 8:32 says, "The truth will set you free." And it's not the external truth. It's the internal one. The one you finally had the courage to look at today. The one you touched without running away. The one you accepted with love. The truth that sets you free is not what others say about you, but what you allow yourself to see with maturity, calm, and faith. And before we move on to part 4, where I'll reveal the third movement, the one that finally changes matter, alters your vibrational field, and opens doors before the year ends, write in the comments, "I face my reflection with courage." This is your pact with your own soul, a seal of transformation. Take a deep breath, because what comes next will show you how to alter destiny effortlessly, with a smoothness you've never experienced. Beautiful woman, now that you have stopped and faced your reflection with courage, we arrive at the third movement, the one that changes matter, that alters your vibration, that shifts your destiny out of the loop and into abundance. But before revealing this last key, I want you to breathe deeply and allow your soul to open, like a window that opens after years of being closed. Because this third movement seems simple, but it requires something that few people have, the willingness to abandon the old self. Yes, that self that protected you, that accompanied you, that kept you alive, but that also imprisoned you. And today, with love, you will say goodbye to it. The third movement is assuming a new inner state before life changes. Not after, before. Because reality doesn't transform through force, but through vibration. You don't wait for a miracle to feel blessed. You feel blessed and the miracle comes. You don't wait for money to arrive to feel prosperous. You feel prosperous, and money finds you. The order of heaven is reversed for those who live in spiritual consciousness. And if you observe your life until today, you will realize that you have always tried to change the external, hoping that this would change the internal, but the path is the opposite. Your inner state is like the frequency of a radio station. If you tune in to pain, you receive more pain. If you tune in to fear, everything threatens you. If you tune in to scarcity, the world seems too small for you. But if you consciously decide to embrace the state of the prosperous woman, the abundant woman, the woman who deserves it, the world around you begins to revolve in your direction. Things that previously ignored you begin to notice you. Opportunities that used to fly by begin to stop before you. It's as if the universe is saying, "Finally, she's listening to the right station." And I know you might be thinking, "Hannah, but how do I assume a state I don't feel?" And here's the secret no one taught you. You don't need to believe it right away. You just need to allow it. Believe it or not, the brain learns through repetition, not by force. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It molds itself as you register new patterns. That's why the scriptures say in Romans 4:17 that God calls into existence the things that do not exist. He doesn't wait to see to believe. He creates an internal state and lets the physical world adjust. That's how you should do it. Feel before you see. Receive before you touch. I want you to see yourself in a different scene right now. Here, at this very moment. Imagine you've just woken up in a new version of your life. The air is lighter, worries have dissolved, money flows naturally, your relationships are kinder, your future seems secure and welcoming. You don't need to rush, fight, or prove anything. This woman exists within you right now. It's not fiction. It's a state. And when you embrace it, whether for 5 seconds or 5 minutes, you're reprogramming your entire future. That's how miracles begin, from within. This third movement, embracing the state, will do something you've never been able to achieve by force. It will break the cycle. Because when you vibrate differently, life responds differently. Delays dissolve, fears fade, and what was difficult begins to move smoothly. You are no longer pushing the boulder uphill. You are walking on level ground, guided by a light you couldn't see before. And that's how you change your life before the year ends, by stopping, facing, and finally embracing the version of yourself that God dreamed for you from the beginning. And before we move on to part 5, where I'll guide you through a powerful guided practice of affirmations about money, prosperity, and mindset change, write in the comments, "I embrace my new state." This is your spiritual password to access the next level. Take a deep breath, because what comes next is pure transformation. Precious woman, breathe deeply with me. Now that you understand the 3 keys, stopping, facing the reflection, and embracing the new state, the most powerful moment of this entire journey has arrived. The moment when you not only understand, but feel the transformation. In this part, I will guide you through a guided practice that works directly on your subconscious, where scarcity hides and where abundance needs to be born. This practice is not just an exercise. It is an encounter between you and the woman you are becoming. So, close your eyes if you can, relax your shoulders, and allow the words to touch your body, your mind, and your spirit. Before the affirmations, I want you to visualize something simple yet profound. Imagine you are holding a clear glass in your hands. The water inside represents your beliefs about money, and this water is cloudy, heavy, and dirty, with stories that weren't even yours. Now imagine that a soft, warm, golden light begins to pour into this glass. The cloudy water moves, dissolves, and cleanses itself until everything becomes crystal clear. This glass is you. This light is the new consciousness you are assuming, and this practice is the exact moment when you exchange the old water for the new. Now, take a deep breath and repeat mentally or in a low voice, "I allow money to flow to me easily." Repeat slowly, "I am worthy of prosperity in all areas of my life." Feel the phrase sinking into your chest. "I now release all fear of failing." Once again, "I receive opportunities that uplift me." Repeat with intention, "I trust in divine provision." Let your mind record this as a new truth. Each sentence is a gentle reprogramming, like replacing old bricks with a new foundation. Keep breathing and repeat, "The money that comes to me is blessed." Feel this idea vibrate in your body. "I am guided by God to make financially wise decisions." I feel the peace that this phrase brings. "I deserve to live in comfort and abundance." Let that phrase settle in your heart. "Wealth finds me because I shine." Repeat one more time. "I multiply what I receive with wisdom." These words are not merely affirmations. They are spiritual seeds planted in the fertile soil of your renewed mind. Now place your hands on your chest, if you can. Feel the warmth. Feel your life calling you back to the place where you should always have been. Repeat, "I say yes to the flow of prosperity. I say yes to my new state. I say yes to abundant life." These phrases are not promises for the future. They are decrees for now. Each repetition alters your vibration, your field, your choices, your next steps. This is how you change your life before the year ends, by changing your inner state, minute by minute, thought by thought. And beautiful woman, If this practice has moved you, if something has opened up, if something has been released, if something has been illuminated, then you are already ready to take the next step in depth. Because this feeling you just experienced is only the surface of what happens when your subconscious is reprogrammed day after day. And that's why I want to lovingly remind you of Reprogram a Mind, a 7-day program with daily audios that work precisely on this: the prosperous mindset, financial flow, self-confidence, the vibration of abundance. If this practice touched you, imagine this multiplied by 7 consecutive days, guiding your soul as you live. And before we move on to part 6, write in the comments, "I activate my prosperity." This is the spiritual confirmation of your practice. This is your energetic signature in the field. Breathe, because now you are no longer the same woman who pressed play. And in the next part, I will show you how to sustain all of this in your daily life, even when life tries to pull you back to the old pattern. Precious woman, now that you've activated your prosperity in the guided practice, the time has come to learn something essential: how to sustain this new vibration in your daily life when the world around you tries to pull you back to old stories. And I know it tries. The world always tries. Routine calls you. Worries knock on the door. Someone says something that irritates you. An unexpected bill arrives. Fear gives that nudge in your chest. And you feel like you might lose everything you're building. But today, I'm going to show you how to stay in this new state even when life tries to test you. Because it will test you. Every true change passes through this bridge, and you will cross it with me. Sustaining the new state isn't about being perfect. It's about being conscious. It's about noticing when you're reverting to the old pattern and gently pulling your soul onto the new path. It's like training a muscle. At first it hurts, then it strengthens. When you feel fear, instead of fighting it, breathe and say, "I recognize you, but I no longer obey you." When you notice thoughts of scarcity, mentally respond, "That's the old pattern, and I no longer live there." When your body reacts with anxiety, place your hand on your chest and remember the woman you are becoming. You don't need to eliminate the old. You just can't obey it anymore. And remember something powerful. You are not being tested to fail. You are being tested to succeed. It's not the universe trying to knock you down. It's the universe asking, "Do you really want this new state?" Every small challenge is a reminder that you are breaking a pattern that has existed for years, maybe decades, maybe generations. Don't expect change to be silent. When a tree is uprooted, the earth trembles. When an emotional pattern is broken, the soul feels it. And that trembling doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're finally moving forward. I want you to imagine now that you are walking down a corridor lit by old lamps. Behind you, doors close by themselves. The doors of scarcity, self-sabotage, fear, comparison, and guilt. You hear the click of them closing and feel the echo fading away. Ahead of you, there is a single open door, illuminated, silent, waiting for you. Sustaining this new state means choosing that door daily. Even when the mind screams, even when the heart fears, even when routine tightens its grip. Choosing the right door is not luck. It is conscious repetition. And here is the spiritual truth that few understand. God answers the steadfast, not the perfect. It is not the one who never fails who conquers. It is the one who always returns. Always returns to the center. Always returns to peace. Always returns to a prosperous state, even when they slip. The woman who sustains her new state is not the one who never falls. It is the one who rises more times than she has fallen. This is how you disarm the old pattern, by repeating the new one until it becomes natural, automatic, strong. You are not losing anything. You are training everything. And when weariness comes, because it will, remember the practice from part 5. Remember the woman you saw within yourself, the golden light filling your cup, the phrases that planted seeds of prosperity in your mind. Repeat one of them whenever the world tries to bring you down. I receive what is mine through alignment, not through effort. This phrase recharges your vibration. It reminds you that you don't need to chase after it. You need to align yourself. Sustaining this state is remaining aligned, and the more aligned you become, the less effort life demands. Before we move on to part 7, where I will conclude this script with a profound revelation and a spiritual calling that will seal your entire process, write in the comments, I uphold my new state. This is your energetic commitment, your signature in the field, your response to the divine calling. Breathe. The most exciting part is coming. Beautiful woman, breathe with me now, because we are reaching the most profound moment of this entire journey. This is the instant when consciousness opens, the heart quiets, and the spirit finally understands. Nothing you have lived through was in vain. Every pain, every fall, every repetition, every tear, everything was pushing you toward this exact moment, where you finally understand that the power to change your life was never outside, but always within you. And it is now, here with me, that you seal this transformation, not as one who desires, but as one who decides, because there is a destiny waiting for you, and it no longer accepts you hiding behind old patterns. What you've accomplished so far is immense. Stopping was already a victory. Facing your reflection required courage. Embracing your new state was a rebirth. And sustaining that state, even while trembling, has brought you to this final portal. The choice not to turn back. Yes, because life will always offer you the temptation to return to your old identity. The old self will always try to whisper, "You won't succeed." But today, you respond firmly, "I will not return to where God has already taken me." This inner strength is the seal of your transformation. It protects everything you have built within yourself. I want you to imagine a road now.
All things come to me with joy,
behind you,
ease, and glory.
Everything is crumbling like dust in the wind. Memories of scarcity, inherited beliefs, silent fears, habits that sabotaged you without you realizing it. Ahead of you, an illuminated path emerges, and the light doesn't come from the sky. It comes from within you. From every decision you've made here. From every word you've accepted. From every tear that fell as your consciousness freed itself from the invisible bars that held you captive for so many years. This road is not metaphorical. It is spiritual. It is being created in this instant by your vibration. And perhaps you're feeling something in your chest right now. A mixture of calm, strength, presence. Almost as if God were embracing you from within. And He is. Because He only needs one thing from you to act. Willingness. And you gave Him that willingness today. You made space. You cleared the field. You chose life instead of fear. And it is at this exact point that something begins to move in the invisible realm. Doors that have been closed for decades begin to creak open. Opportunities that never came begin to approach. The right people align themselves with your path. Because when a woman aligns herself internally, the entire universe organizes itself around her. And I want to remind you of something biblical and profound. Psalm 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." This verse never spoke of effort, struggle, or war. It speaks of inner state, of vibration, of delight, of alignment. God doesn't give blessings to those who are exhausted, tense, desperate. He gives them to those who are in a state of trust, peace, and openness. And that's exactly where you are now, facing the greatest spiritual opening you've ever had in your adult life. Everything you've dreamed of begins in the state you choose to inhabit. And now, beloved woman, before we seal this script, I want to make a spiritual request. Subscribe to the channel, not for the number, not for vanity, but because here I will continue to guide you, week after week, to keep alive this flame that you lit today. And write the word Amen in the comments. This Amen is not just a response, It's an act of faith. It's a pact. It's a declaration to heaven that you accept this transformation and confirm that you are ready to live your life with abundance, security, and courage. Take a deep breath, because in the next part 8, I'm going to give you a short but profound, revealing, and gratitude-filled conclusion that you'll feel like the universe itself is telling you. I'm here for you. This last part is the seal, the closure, and the beginning of everything. Beautiful woman. Before you leave this video, I want you to take a deep breath and notice the subtle, but real, change that is vibrating within you right now. It's as if an inner door has finally opened, letting in a light you didn't even know you could access. This feeling of lightness that begins to fill your chest is not imagination, it's confirmation. Confirmation that something within you has rearranged itself, as if the sky had aligned silent pieces that were just waiting for your yes. And that yes you gave today, with courage, presence, and truth. As you listen to me, I want you to know that nothing that happened here was insignificant. Every word that touched your heart planted a new kind of seed. Seeds that sprout not through struggle or effort, but through awareness and surrender. You walked through deep layers, traversed truths you avoided for years, and allowed a new identity to begin to be born within you. This renewed version is not a distant promise. It is already alive, pulsating, breathing, asking for space. And today you gave it that space, even if you don't fully realize it yet. I feel so much gratitude for witnessing this silent process of yours, this inner transformation that only you and God know. Because true transformation doesn't happen when you announce it to the world, but when you admit to yourself that you are ready. And you are. Ready to walk without carrying old burdens, ready to choose lighter states, ready to say enough to what no longer fits into your story. The Hannah who guides you knows, when a woman awakens, the entire universe reorganizes itself around her, and you have awakened. Carry this sacred certainty with you. Nothing will be lost. Not your pain, not your lessons, not your attempts. Everything transforms into strength when you allow yourself to look at your own soul with gentleness. Life doesn't want you to fight. It wants you to flow. To choose easy doors, open paths, relationships that strengthen you, and thoughts that uplift you. And every step you take from now on will be guided by a broader, more mature consciousness, more connected to what truly matters. If at any point you doubt yourself, go back to this video. Go back to your breath. Go back to the strong woman you found within. Go back to your state of abundance, even if only for a few seconds. Because that's how life changes. Second by second, decision by decision, vibration by vibration. You don't need to run, you need to sustain. And that sustaining is what makes the difference between a year like any other and a year that becomes a turning point. Your turning point began today. I want you to feel my embrace now. Not a distant embrace, but a soul-to-soul embrace, like someone who recognizes your strength and honors every part of your journey. I am deeply grateful that you have stayed with me until now, that you have trusted my words, that you have allowed me to touch your consciousness with love. The journey to prosperity does not end with this video. It has only found its gateway. And that gateway is you. Your faith, your courage, your openness, your commitment to a life that finally makes sense. Before we conclude, take this luminous truth with you. You are not alone. Heaven walks with you. Life responds to you. And whenever you need guidance, I will be here. Now take a deep breath, place your hand on your heart, and receive my deepest gratitude for sharing this moment with me. May your week be light, may your heart expand, and may your prosperity flourish without resistance. See you in the next video. Infinite gratitude.